expecting you. About Ray, right?
We're sorry for your loss. Why were you expecting us?
Oh, well, yeah. Todd? Knew him since he was a baby. Anyway, he called and gave me chapter and verse, but this is not a cool time. I've been drowning my sorrows in booze and blackjack with a black coffee antidote that didn't take. I got more witnesses than those Jehovah cats. If I wrote that little bitch a note, it'd be 2 words long. The second would be you, and you can deduce the first, Columbo. Ugh, next question. I don't know. Why?
We have reason to suspect foul play in the deaths of your ex-husband and the other victims.
Really? You have reason to suspect? And you're wasting your time and mine talking to me. Hey, here's a wild hair of a suggestion. Why don't you go out and find the killer?
You must have been pretty upset when you heard about your ex-husband sleeping with a girl half your age. Who told you about that? Todd?
I don't remember who told me, because it just wasn't that important to me. Who he swaps venereal diseases with nowadays, I could care less. I won't lie and say I'm shedding any tears over that selfish dickweed's death. Hey, I dumped him, by the way. Ancient history.
Must have been a real slap in the face when Bullet Train made a literal show out of finding a new lead singer. I mean, your voice was on every one of their hits. Then they make a comeback without you? You missed the train.
You haven't followed the little train that couldn't, have you? Since I booked, the 3 of them can't make a sandwich together without being arrested. Huh. Which theme park will they appear at next? Oh, the suspense is killing me.
I understand your bitterness. You know, I saw you with the train back in '89. You weren't just the heart and soul of the act. You were the act.
Well, you're a man of rare taste and fine frickin' distinction. You ever been down here at the casino to see what I'm up to post-train? Room's a sellout, night after night, and I am rocking the roof off the joint.
Listen, I know you said no autographs, but I really am a big fan. It's Ward Brown. 2 R's and a K.
Blue eyes, you had me at Crime Lab. Whisper in my ear and I'll get you a backstage pass, too.
Just the autograph. Thanks. You have no idea what this means to me. Somehow I don't think she was taking dictation when she wrote this thread. We make a great couple. Love, Todd. No wonder she encrypted this email. Stalker, maybe? Exact match on the flame retardants. Must be from the same batch of chemicals. But we don't have their point of origin.
Todd was at the scene, had the opportunity, certainly the know-how, and now we find he was the one-man fan club of the female victim, who may have been sleeping with everybody but him. Motive enough for me. Let's bring him in. You had a favorite in the competition, didn't you, Todd? Andrea. Tell us about that.
Well, what's to tell? We just hit it off during the run of the show. Happened to have some real chemistry, her and me. Not that it was serious. You know how showbiz is. All flings and no relationships. Yeah, you know, nothing major.
Was such a minor fling, it must have slipped your mind when we spoke earlier. Beautiful, talented young women on the way to the top. Always head straight for the roadies, right, Todd? Who needs a rock star when you're around, is that it?
I'm a sound tech, not a roadie. I told you before about wearing two hats, but I've been with Train a long time. I'm a major part of the band. And when Andrea won, she would have made changes. I wouldn't be stuck behind the scenes anymore if she had her way. She would have... what the hell's the difference? She's dead. Bullet Train's over, end of track, next song.
Maybe you found out she was only stringing you on. Or maybe you imagined the whole relationship. And maybe you sent Bullet Train to rock and roll heaven.
What the hell do you know about it? Bullet Train, those guys, those great guys. They were everything in my life. They were my life. For almost 20 years, thick and thin, I was there for them. You talk to Eddie Tillis. He might have wanted this to happen. Not me. Not me. Some detectives. Their damn manager. And an executive producer on the TV series is all. Lately, for the show, Train recorded some great new tunes. Really killer stuff. But Eddie claimed to own exclusive rights to the new tunes. Because under the TV contract, they were part of the show. Eddie and the guys, they got into some real hot and heavies. More than once, the boys threatened to fire his ass. It's, the singer's pedal. I mean, what's to know? Is this a trick question?
You see this switch? Someone put it inside to reverse the current when it's stepped on.
Reverse the current? Yeah, but that would cause the... Oh my God! Me? No, it wasn't me. I checked it, and everything was fine. I am sure I checked it.
You saying someone else around here has the technical chops to rig this?
Well, they must have. I didn't do it. Nobody else comes to mind. If I think of anybody, I'll let you know.
Yes, I am. And you would be?
Warwick Brown, and this is my partner. We're investigators with the Las Vegas Crime Lab, and we're looking into the Bullet Train fatalities.
Does the crime lab usually look into accidental death? Or is it just because this involves celebrities and was a tad on the bizarre side?
Bizarre, all right, but no accident. This was murder, and we need to talk to you about it.
Murder? My God. My band is murdered and no one even informs me? Here I've been all day working on a press release about the accident, and I have to start the hell over. Like my time isn't worth a diddly damn. God. Are you kidding me? Do you know a single damn thing about Bullet Train? They were the original bad boys who grew up to be horrible boys. Enemies? Try every concert promoter and hotel manager in Western Europe, Japan, and the good old US of A. Then there's Australia. Those scamps managed to get themselves deported 2 weeks into a 3-month tour. Andrea? Not really. She knew how to handle the boys. And you know how those contestants are, going out of their way to make everybody like them. Todd. Oh yeah, he's the original nebbish. It's true. The guy was the band's doormat. They banished him from the bus for some imagined infraction. And the poor jerk had to hitchhike 40 miles to the next gig, and yet he still showed on time. Dirty, starving, and exhausted, but right there for the guys. Oh, by the way, you know how they repaid him for his loyalty? They let him ride in the bus on the next leg in the luggage compartment. And how did he stand up to him? He didn't. He worshiped those clowns. Hey, I don't mind you investigating this thing, accident or murder or whatever the hell you want to call it, but you stay out of my business. I don't know who's talking out of turn, but, well look, it's true. We had our share of bumps, the boys and me, okay? But They're poster children of spoiled, stupid rock stars. When I took them on, they were playing nostalgia venues, and now I had them poised for a real comeback. They try to stick it to me? But I've been in this business a long time, and I knew what I was getting into. They didn't appreciate what I did for them, but I didn't expect them to. Yeah, right. Let me tell you something, guys. The train fired me last week, twice, and at least once a week since I signed with them. They were dumb, but they knew I was their lifeline. Look, but don't touch. I'm standing in the eye of a meteor hurricane, and I don't need the grief. You want more? I want a warrant.
Demos. Possibly the songs the band and their manager was squabbling over. Kathy seems to be the only singer on these tracks. This memo is from the network. It's dated 1 month ago. They warn that continued decline in the show's ratings have caused concern and that any future projects between the network and Eddie's production company have been put on hold pending the outcome of the show's finale. They outline some changes they want, including fixing the results so that Andrea will win the competition. Looks like Eddie was under some pressure from the TV execs. We'll need a warrant to take this.
Where did you get that stupid idea? Oh, oh yeah, that ridiculous memo. Come on, man, you know the entertainment media, all the news that's fit to invent. Look, I couldn't fix the contest even if I wanted to, and neither could the band. It's the public who votes, and the public who buys the CDs, baby. Supply and demand, and I'll supply whatever junk the idiots demand.
Splitting the profits 2 ways is better than 5.
So you think I staged the band's comeback to bump them off? Come on, man. Do they have you guys take urine tests at CSI? Because you are definitely high. Good, because I didn't do anything.
Still, you must admit that with the band gone, any dispute over the ownership of the songs becomes moot.
The dispute is not moot. It's over. See, the contract the band signed always spells it out. And Bullet Train will be easier to handle dead, frankly.
As a music fan, I'm sorry there won't be any more Bullet Train sides. Under your management, they came into their own musically. No Free Rides is way better than any of the 80s stuff.
Oh, thanks, man. I know I must sound pretty cold. You know, the boys did have talent, or I wouldn't have put up with all the... Anyway, I appreciate the kind words. Too bad our last label didn't agree with you.
Hey, could I snag one of those demo CDs? I'm a big fan.
Yeah, sure, why not? I'll be leaking some of the tracks onto the internet soon anyway, and then getting mad and acting like somebody else leaked it.
Now, why would Eddie be personally checking the band's equipment?
Show's in big trouble, then suddenly it's all over the media with ratings bound to jump, thanks to a few homicides. Band had been threatening to fire him, plus we got his prints on the echo pedal, aka the murder weapon. Take a stroll around that studio, why don't you, and see if you can come away with any catchy tunes.
Eddie, we're ready to look and touch. Here's your warrant.
Do what you have to do and get out of here. You break it, you bought it.
Looks like a file was downloaded from an audio website, then encrypted. We can recover it in the lab. It's a letter from a private jet charter. A fire extinguisher had been discharged on the aircraft, and they're issuing a fine of $13.60 to Eddie's production company. Might belong to a power cord. This prong was probably torn from the power cord using a pair of pliers or a similar tool. Seems to be the schematics for an echo pedal like the rigged one at the crime scene, which you'll recall had Eddie's fingerprints on it.
I hear you have a new lead on the Rockstar murders.
Eddie, the band's manager. He's got motive and opportunity. I imagine he stands to make more money off of Bullet Train CD sales now that the band is dead.
I imagine you can back that up with evidence?
Well, we know that Eddie was under pressure from the TV execs to fix the contest so that Andrea would win. We have his fingerprints on the echo pedal that was essentially the murder weapon. His computer contained detailed schematics for the altered echo pedal, and the ground prong that was found in his recording studio caused the electrocution.
Nice work. The evidence tells a good story. Are you on your way to see Brass for a warrant?
Yeah. Time to get Eddie in our own recording booth and see where he fits into the mix.
Eddie had the schematics of the echo pedal, which he thoughtfully left his prints on, and now evidence indicates he fooled with the power cords. Let's get the manager-producer over here and see if he can manage to produce an explanation. Before we start, mind if I call you Eddie?
Yes, I do mind.
We need you to help us through a few snags we've run into.
If you know, tell me, 'cause I don't.
That pedal was altered for a shocking reason. and the schematics we found on the computer in your studio would have been very helpful to whoever did it.
Yeah, right. Look, I'm sure this is all very interesting. And when you work it all out, be sure to leave a message on my machine. I have a business to run and to promote, and the entertainment news people happen to be waiting for me at my studio right now.
We're interested in some news, too. As in how that doctored pedal changed the current on Andrea's mic. In your studio, we found this prong that was pried off the power cord on Andrea's mic. Without that prong, the power cord couldn't ground the current, and Andrea and the band took the full jolt.
Right. A tragedy. And you obviously know more about it than I do. Than I care to, really. Our tech Todd's there time to time. Does some AV work at the studio. The band, of course. Kathy and Andrea both recorded there.
Let's see if this melody is familiar. Your show's in the dumper. Network's threatening to pull it from the schedule and toss you in the circular file, should the finale tank. The Train's threatening to sue you over their best tracks in years, possible CD or two, DVD action. And you decide dying would be a good career move for these ungrateful, overaged bad boys. You latch onto that echo pedal and its power cord, download some schematics, and soon you've created some very real buzz for Bullet Train.
Whoa. Guys, look, back off, okay? Think. Just think for a minute. Bullet Train. Those guys were a pain in the ass, but what rock group is it? They were laying down great sides, and if the TV ratings weren't high enough for the execs, we were still playing to a way bigger audience than the band had seen in years. Why would I want to wreck that train? I can't explain how that stuff got in my studio, but I do remember the morning of rehearsal, Todd came by the studio. The stage set had been trashed in the night, and I was so furious. I was so upset I ran over there to check out the damage. I must have touched that pedal then.
Eddie is a disgusting, slimy, backstabbing, self-centered, greedy scumbag. I guess he fit right in. Man, just thinking about it makes me lose my appetite.
A handwriting analysis confirms you wrote this note found in Andrea's hotel suite.
You manipulative, lying bastards. Now I know what my autograph means to you. I don't have to talk to you people.
Come on, take us behind the music.
Look, I did write that note for Andrea, but it's not what you think. And that's all I'm gonna say about it.
The blood at the crime scene belonged to a fabulous flashback. Nice job, partner. I'm sure Grissom will want to know about this latest development.
If it has anything to do with our quadruple homicide, I do.
Grissom, hey, my partner just placed the former Bullet Train singer at the crime scene. Her DNA was found on a makeshift coke straw found in the auditorium.
That's probably enough to bring drug charges against her, but it doesn't mean she put an early end to her former band's career.
No, but get this. We found a threatening handwritten note to Andrea Stevenson in her hotel room. Guess who composed it?
I don't have to. I can name that tune in one note. Let's bring in Miss Wilde and get her side of the story.
Evidence linking her to the crime scene, threatening letter from her to one of the Vics. Let's arrange a gig for her in the interview room and see if she'll sing for us.
What? A stage where I wasn't wanted? Where I was being replaced? Hell no. Why the hell would I?
Ever suffer from nosebleeds?
I don't know what you're getting at.
Evidence at the crime scene put you there. Possibly thanks to a certain expensive habit you have. Any comment?
No, no comment at all, because I have no idea what you're talking about. I do know I was never there, and you know why? Because I didn't want anything to do with those sons of bitches.
So you're saying you never party with those guys anymore? For old time's sake?
Yeah, sure. I get real nostalgic about those has-been jackasses. Always great to get high with a bunch of bring-downs. Hey, I grew up a long time ago. You want to find yourself a party girl? Look no farther than Miss Kathy Butterwood Melt.
Miss Wilde, we notice you have some sort of residue on the strap of your dress.
Okay. I got a rough schedule. Multiple shows night after night. Once in a while, I might need a little help before a gig. Understand? Bust me? What good does it do anybody?
We're gonna have to take a sample. It'll just take a second.
Make it quick, would ya? And Blue Eyes? You can forget about that backstage pass.
This matches the chemicals found on Andrew's clothing. Same fire retardant found on this switch inside the echo pedal. Now how does this fit in?